in the coach's live stream from November 13th, 2023, titled More Circumvention and Copyright Infringement to Report plus other stuff. He embarks on a detailed narrative, weaving through various topics, predominantly focusing on his ongoing conflicts within the YouTube community. The fraudulent life coach begins his story as usual, with a focus on petty drama, setting the stage for what he describes as an extraordinary tale of one man's battle against adversity. He confidently states, quote, "I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this is just one hell of a story. You know, one man against the world, it seems like, or one man against scumbags of the world," unquote. This declaration sets the tone for the stream, highlighting his warped perception of being a lone, righteous figure in a struggle against forces of darkness, which couldn't be further from the truth. Central to his narrative is his ongoing on and off feud with Jamie's Corner 3.0. The fake coach attempts to portray Jamie as a persistent antagonist in his YouTube saga. He details her previous channels, Jamie's Corner and Jamie's Corner 2.0, which, according to him, were shut down due to violations of YouTube's terms of service. The fake coach expresses his determination to continue this petty saga, warning, quote, "You mess with the bull one too many times, and now you force my hand to take action within the terms of service of YouTube," unquote. This quote underscores how seriously he approaches the most minor conflicts, allowing these narratives to dominate his channel for years on end above all else. The fake coach's storyline then takes a turn into the realm of copyright infringement. He accuses Jamie's Corner 3.0 of illegally uploading clips from the TV show All in the Family. According to Eli, this action violates CBS copyright and is a clear abuse of YouTube's platform. His alleged report of these violations directly to CBS illustrates his obsession over other users on the platform. Further, the fake coach delves into what he perceives as a concerted effort by various individuals to undermine his presence on YouTube. He describes this as an attempt to, quote, "ice him out," unquote, or, quote, "starve him out of content," unquote. This part of the narrative reveals his intense frustration and the unnecessary challenges he creates for himself within the online community. Amidst the intricacies of his online battles, the fake coach touches upon his personal life, attempting to draw a contrast between himself and Jamie's Corner 3.0. He tries to criticize her for allegedly prioritizing online harassment over spending time with her boyfriend. However, this portrayal is not without its glaring contradictions. In reality, the fake coach's own relationship with his girlfriend, Dawn, is fraught with discord. Sources close to the situation and those who have witnessed their interactions describe their dynamic as toxic and codependent, marked by the fake coach's mental abusiveness and manipulative tendencies. Ironically, Dawn herself has expressed frustration with the fake coach's obsessive involvement with YouTube, suggesting that his own life is deeply entangled with the very platform he criticizes others for misusing. This paints a picture of the fake coach as someone who, despite his claims, is completely and totally absorbed in online drama and conflicts, reflecting a life seemingly driven by the pursuit of YouTube-based engagements rather than meaningful personal relationships or other life priorities. In a seemingly reflective moment, the faker shifts the conversation to the gig economy, a community from which he was previously ostracized. He frames this shift as a desire to reconnect with key figures in this sector, citing past, quote, "misunderstandings," unquote, and extending what he portrays as an olive branch. However, this narrative is not grounded in a genuine intention to reconcile or contribute positively. In truth, the faker's past interactions within the gig community were marked by his trademark toxicity, leading to his exclusion. His current overture appears to be a strategic move to regain entry, not for the benefit of the community nor to champion the rights of gig workers, but rather to utilize the creators for personal gain, particularly to boost his own channel's subscriber base. The faker's approach to relationships, both personal and professional, is transactional, viewing others primarily as tools for his advancement. His professed concern for the, quote, "betterment of gig workers' rights," unquote, is seen as a facade, a means to cloak his true motives in a veneer of altruism and community spirit. This tactic, however, masks an underlying pattern of bringing toxic drama to the environments he engages with. In the final moments of his stream, the fake coach presents a grandiose view of his role within the YouTube community. He boldly claims, quote, "I'm not only a content creator, I'm someone that helps enforce the rules. They should make me a trusted flagger," unquote, and further proclaims, quote, "I am the YouTube police," unquote, these statements, rather than reflecting a genuine concern for the platform's well-being, instead unveil his deep-seated desire for control and authority over others on YouTube. The faker's aspiration to be a, quote, trusted flagger, unquote, is less about maintaining a safe and equitable space and more about wielding power to silence his critics and opponents. This desire for ultimate power on the platform reveals a significant disconnect between his self-perception and his actual motivations, underscoring a longing for control and dominance rather than a commitment to the community's overall health and standards. Throughout the stream, the fake coach constructs a narrative that, while appearing to blend personal reflections, ongoing conflicts, and aspirations, more accurately reflects his own agenda and perspective. His narrative selectively portrays events and relationships to suit his objectives, revealing a pattern of manipulating the truth to his advantage. His discourse on the dynamics of the YouTube community, rather than being a critical and objective observation, serves more as a tool for self-promotion in an attempt to control the narrative in his favor. This approach underscores a significant focus on personal gain and a propensity to use the platform primarily as a means to elevate his own status and silence dissent, rather than genuinely contributing to or understanding the community. The faker makes a brief mention of wanting to return to, quote, coaching content, unquote, and doing more shows with Dawn, who has been missing ever since the faker's, quote, family emergency, unquote. He tries to paint a picture of Dawn's current situation, claiming that she is still living with him and that she's supposedly on medication and that they are working on adjusting the dosage. This has led to her sleeping more, which he claims is the reason why they haven't been doing shows. This mention of coaching is brief and does not delve into any specific life coaching topics or provide any coaching advice. The majority of the stream is focused on petty matters, particularly his ongoing conflicts and personal views on various issues related to the YouTube community. The mention of returning to coaching content seems to be a side note rather than a primary focus of the stream. In this live stream, the faker's need to dominate and silence dissent on YouTube becomes evident through his interactions and the statements he makes. This need is grounded in his deep-seated desire for control and an apparent aversion to criticism or challenge, which aligns with characteristics often associated with malignant narcissism. Number one, the fake coach's need to control the narrative and eliminate opposition is showcased in his approach to those he perceives as enemies. He states, quote, I'm going to send a very clear message to one specific content creator, but this can also apply to anyone that's in a similar boat, unquote. This statement reflects his intent to not only address a specific individual, but also to set a precedent for others, indicating a desire to establish dominance and control over the broader community by targeting one person as an example. Number two, the faker's inclination to suppress dissent is further highlighted in his reaction to perceived attacks against him. He says, quote, you mess with the bull one too many times, and now you force my hand to take action within the terms of service of YouTube, unquote. This, quote, demonstrates his viewpoint that any challenge to his authority or character is a direct provocation, necessitating a strong response to reassert his control. It implies that he perceives dissent not as a natural part of public discourse, but as a personal affront that must be countered in silence. Overall, these examples from the live stream paint a picture of a person who is deeply invested in maintaining a position of power and authority on the platform. The fraudulent coach's efforts to control narratives, along with his aggressive responses to opposition, suggest a deep-seated need to dominate and an inability to tolerate dissent consistent with the traits of a malignant narcissist. This need for control and aversion to criticism not only impacts his interactions with others, but also shapes the content and tone of his live streams, further entrenching his position and approach in the online community. Thank you for watching.